It's its own country, so you have to have a passport to get here.
What do we do with these bracelets?
You look cool. Now it's a fashion statement. You can take it off. I don't know. All right, I would give you a full-blown history lesson of Monaco, but I don't know jack shit. I wish they would make their sidewalks wider, though. I guess there's not a lot of space to have sidewalks. Makes me think about that movie. Shit, we were just in the Bat Caves. We were in the Bat Caves below Monaco, legit, full-blown highway system and Bat Caves. Who played Batman? Oh man,
Christian Bale.
Was it Christian Bale? Did he also play in that World War II movie? Was it Rising Sun? What was that movie? With a kid and World War II started and he got like basically, I want to say like the Germans were moving through and he kind of got scooped up in the crowd and ended up in a concentration camp. The Japanese concentration camp.
Guess that's
Was
him?
it Rising Sun?
You're saying
was
it's
it Christian
the same
Bale?
person that played Batman?
Yeah.
Then I would say it was probably him, right?
That movie was Empire of the Sun, right? And in that movie, Empire of the Sun, Christian Bale, who also played Batman, but as a little kid in this movie, he had gotten out of this concentration camp, and he was making his way across Europe or wherever he was at the time. And yeah, photo?
Yeah.
Okay, photo. And he ran into this, I don't know if it was an arena, and there was just all this shit everywhere. Cars and chests of gold and whatever. And it was just, I remember him saying, opulence, such opulence. I don't know who they're gonna shoot at, or that little thing.
Whatever they want.
Technically, Brian made this, is you could capture Monaco with a sizable jiu-jitsu academy. They don't have a military. There's like 250 dudes, probably that don't know jiu-jitsu. I'd say a few double legs, you're taking over this whole country. My wife almost just ended up like Christian Bale in Empire of the Sun because they did the changing of the guard and she got caught in the horde. Almost wasn't good. I guess just building something meaningful in life, whatever those goals and aspirations are, really comes down to the individual. Whatever someone considers self-actualization. I can tell you though, like one of the things I promised to do on this channel was just to be raw and real and unfiltered. And so I'm gonna be. Oh wait, here's one of those Bat Caves. Look at this shit. The roads run like under the city. It's crazy. Crazy. There's all these personalities, all these, I don't know, influencers, I guess you could say. And for young kids out there talking about diversification. You gotta diversify, you gotta have a lot of different things going on. This is not the way to be successful. It is not the way to have a lot of different things going on. The way is to understand that anything great in life is going to take you 10 years and you're just getting started after that. To build anything meaningful in life, be that a marriage, be that a career, be that a business, it's going to take 10 years and nothing is quick and fast. So any information out there about this quick and fast world, it's a bunch of malarkey. Nobody finds upward trajectory doing things quick and fast. They find it having a singleness of purpose, being thoughtful, being disciplined, even when it gets hard. And it's the constant drumbeat and the constant cadence that's important. And understanding that as you progress in whatever that means to you, you gotta move forward, right? And the path might get windy and you might get off a little bit, but as long as you're on that cadence, you're gonna find success in life. It is not, I'm gonna go start a drop shipping business, and now I'm gonna go start a t-shirt brand with my buddy, and now I need to get into real estate, and now here's a new opportunity I need to jump into. I can't tell you how many opportunities I've turned down. All the time. I have people asking me to, join their business, invest in their business, be a partner. I said no to probably 95% of them. A few things I'm involved in. But other than those few things, I'm staying disciplined around what I see. And the long-term strategic vision kind of got cut off yesterday when I was in Monaco and didn't finish my thought on having a singleness of purpose. Coming from somebody with ADHD that could easily do a lot of different things, especially if you have like the ADHD personality. There's some techniques I use to make sure I don't have any entrepreneurial seizures. My point of talking about the successful people in Monaco, unless it's like old money, right? You've heard of like old money. You just have like trust fund kids, generational trust fund kids. But anybody who's done something in more modern times recently, they didn't find success, I'd say financial success, doing a lot of different things. This is kind of one of those fibs that folks put out there who actually haven't done anything on a large scale. They talk about diversifying. I mentioned yesterday, like, oh, you should drop ship, and you should start this venture, and you should do real estate, and you should like doing, like, if you want to diversify, like, totally fine. It's America. It's a free country, so you do you. But if you're wanting to build something meaningful long term, I think that commitment of 10 years is really, really, really important. In my experience, anything great in life takes 10 years. I mean, everything takes 10 years. So having a singleness of purpose on that. And so what do I do when I have opportunities presented to me, or when I think of something I want to do? I file it away. I don't execute on it. I file it away for 6 months, and I use the same strategy. I actually took this from something I do with my daughter, who, she wanted to get a tattoo when she was 17 or 18, and I made an agreement with her that anytime she felt like impulsively she wanted to get a tattoo, she would wait. She would talk to me about it first. She would give me the opportunity to convince her it's a bad idea. Because I just don't think kids that young actually know what they want. And so I just don't think they should get tattoos yet. So she has to wait a year. And if it's still a good idea in a year, then she can get it. So it's kind of like having patience around making sure that whatever you're doing is meaningful. And so when I have an idea or something presented, I wait 6 months. After 6 months, if I still have that energy when I think about it, if I still get that dopamine when I think about this thing I want to do so badly, I wait another 6 months. And after a year, if it's still burning inside of me, then a business plan gets put together, and I see it. And sometimes I'll put like a business case together prior to that, just to look at the TAM, the total addressable market, the opportunities, a little bit of a SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Just I'll do like the basics, right? And I've used this strategy over the years, and I find that I don't do much outside of what I'm doing, which has been traditionally driving two major brands, right? Footwear and apparel brand and a nutritional brand. And like I said, I've gotten involved in a few things outside of that. Colorado Craft Beef is one project where I'm involved in. But you have to think about, if you're going to spend time, capital, and capacity. You've heard me talk about these macros. If you're going to feed somebody something, time, capital, and capacity, you got to make sure there's a payoff. What do I mean by that? Like, what is the long-term plan? For Origin, it's a generational plan. I want this thing to go for 100 years, 200 years, right? So the payoff is going to come through growth and profitability, right? And so you got to think through that. Are you looking to build something and exit that? Which is totally fine. Like, gosh, that's what it's all about. Like, finding upward trajectory financially. Of course, I was a kid who grew up not with a whole lot. My mom was on welfare at times, so I really like wanted to fix my situation really badly. I wanted my kids to grow up differently. I didn't want them to have bills stacked up after college, and I wanted them to be cultured, and I wanted them. Actually, I'm going to meet them right now. They just flew into Paris with their significant others for the back half of our vacation. So my daughter and son are going to meet us there. I wanted them to get, see the world, experience history. And so these are things I didn't have, right, growing up. And so I think the earlier I could get that to them, the more important. But that all takes, just like a business takes time, capital, capacity. That does too. So this all ladders up to one thing, like all the things I'm talking about. And of course I'm talking about it through business, through entrepreneurship too. But it's self-actualization, and there are different facets to self-actualization, and the way I think about that is, I'm trying to think of a different way than saying self-actualize, because it's just so obscure. It's such an obscure term, self-actualize. And then it sounds cliche and corny to say like living your best life or finding the best version of you, but I do find like, community, faith, family, meaningful relationships, health, financial freedom, or living it inside of in a means that you can do the things you want to do. Those are like kind of the core of this for me. And when you're jumping around trying to do lots of different things, I'm going to try this thing for a year, I'm going to try this thing for 2 years, I'm going to try this thing for 3 years, you're not having focus. Gosh, it's hard for me to focus. My focus, like with my personality, is so difficult. But the blessing with it is when I find a vein of something that interests me, I go down it, and I go down it deep. And I tell people I'll never outwork you. I'm not a workaholic. Everyone thinks I'm a workaholic. I won't outwork you. I will out ADHD you. I will get so focused for so many years, you won't be able to compete. Right, like that's how I think about it, and keeping that focus is the but it's not about the opulence. Don't make things your mission in life. Don't make things like your purpose. Like the power of purpose is way stronger without the goal of tangible physical assets. The power of purpose is way stronger without those things. If you make that always the end game when you start something, is something that's going to rust and rot and deteriorate. So will the dream you think you have, because it's a false dream. You're lying to yourself. And so I think the power of purpose is really important, because that is going to keep you focused. That is going to keep you on that decade-long trajectory with whatever you're doing. So just some thoughts, trying to button up, where I was going with it yesterday as I got distracted. My kids just got in. Jump on the train and get back to Paris 6 hours. Then we're going to go up to Dunkirk. I really want to. I've seen the movie, right? Who hasn't? But I want to be there, experience the energy, walk through the streets, go to the beach, just be there, physically be there. I like experiencing things physical, not just through a freaking screen, right? I think that's important too. All right, see you on the flip side.